Hi guys, it's me AMARIJASZ. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Bimbo effect. And I've split this video up into 4 chapters. Chapter 1 basically talking about bimboism, what it is, where did it come from, and then the second chapter going into like famous influential people who represent like the bimbo aesthetic and bimbo culture. Thirdly, we're going to be talking about feminism, femininity, and hyperfemininity. And then lastly, we'll do like an AMARIJASZ take, my overall opinion on basically all the different subjects and topics that I talked about. So if you're interested, keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Bimbo is slang for a unconventionally attractive, sexualized, naive, and unintelligent woman. The term was originally used in the United States as early as 1919 for an unintelligent or British man. As of the early 21st century, the stereotypical bimbo appearance became akin to that of a physically attractive woman. It is commonly employed to characterize women who are blonde, have courageous physiques, wear excessive makeup, and dress in revealing attire, while being associated with the dumb blonde stereotype. The word bimbo derives from the Italian bimbo, a masculine gender term that means little or baby boy, or young male child. The feminine form of the Italian word is bimba. Use of this term began in the United States as early as 1919 and was a slang word used to describe an unintelligent or British man. The original bimbo was actor Jean Harlow, who was known for her curvy figure, platinum blonde hair, and sexualized ditzy on-screen persona, or probably Jean Harlow. Notable figures in bimbology that will follow Harlow include, of course, Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield, who ushered in the breathy voice that remains a staple of the aesthetic. New Age bimbos include pop culture icons like Anna Nicole Smith and Megan Fox. The rhinestone butterflies, frosted eyelids, and micro minis may be back, but the dumb blonde jibe that was woven into the fabric of the new millennium is gone, says Dr. Harriet Fletcher, a researcher specializing in gender and celebrity culture at Lancaster University. The once derogatory bimbo label and hyper-feminine aesthetic has been reclaimed through a political lens, she says. There are myriad negative stereotypes synonymous, bimboism, but by reclaiming the term, marginalized groups are taking the punchline to an archaic and outdated joke and harnessing their own power. For Klipeka and Brooks, Dolly Parton is the ultimate bimbo icon. The way she carries herself is so good down to the core, said Klipeka. She is my biggest inspiration of what a bimbo is and my interpretation of it. The process of bimbofication, a term coined by fashion content creator Griffin Maxwell Brooks, is largely credited with bringing back the term. Bimbofication is claiming yourself, your expression, and what you wear, how you act, everything that is uniquely you, according to Brooks. It's tricky to pinpoint a specific definition. It's meant to be radically inclusive. It's a process of reclaiming your own character of expression. Bimboism is a response to decades of unspoken social rules that a woman can't be both smart and silly, silly and slutty, dripping in pink velvet, and a student of Marxism. A beacon of bimbo ideology would be Legally Blonde's Elle Woods, explaining the chemical structure of a minimum in court while also wearing a hot pink while also wearing a hot pink suit. Fiona Fairbairn shares with Birdie that bimbofication is simple. It is about being hot, believing you're hot, and not overthinking or thinking at all. Fairbairn cites Paris Hilton, Elle Woods, Kim Kardashian, and Fisco from Euphoria, and Channing Tatum to be her biggest inspirations in empowering herself through. The costumes and soundtrack to Emerald Fennell's Promising Young Woman and Greta Gerwig's upcoming Barbie featuring Margot Robbie reference bimbo culture aesthetics. With it, they're raising questions about the labels that were given to young women, like Paris and Britney, based on everything from appearance to mental health and relationships. The 90s bimbo was misogynistic shorthand for an unruly woman. It had a sinister attachment too. These celebrities were the victims of paparazzi, upskirting, and leaked sex tapes. The agency denied to Pamela Anderson as she fell victim to the theft of her sex tape in the 90s, has recently been revisited in TV shows Pam and Tommy, and served as a reminder of the power the bimbo label had to diminish women. This decade's bimbo movement is different, says Fletcher. The bimbo aesthetic is being reclaimed and weaponized, and there is power in reclaiming words that have historically been used to dehumanize and belittle people. It rewrites their connotations. Lisa Kudrow as a bimbo, I think about her role in Rami Michelle, not as Phoebe from Friends. Those costumes are a work of bimbo art, and who can forget that the two invented Post-its. In 2021, our expectations are high. In the house where FBI agent brothers Marcus and Kevin Copeland, played by Marlon Wayne brothers, asked the word was used in the 1990s during Bill Clinton's sexual misconduct allegations, leading to the invention of the term bimbo eruptions to refer to political sex scandals. The expression was also used in a 2014 report in which Colin Powell explained his reluctance to vote for Hillary Clinton in light of her husband's continued affairs with bimbos. After the first 2015 Republican presidential debate, Donald Trump retweeted a message calling debate moderator and Fox News host Megyn Kelly a bimbo via Twitter. This took place after Kelly asked Trump a question that referenced his television show The Apprentice from season 6 in 2005. Shortly afterwards, Stephen Richter of The Globalist published an opinion piece in which he accused Trump of being a bimbo, noting the original definition of bimbo as an intelligent or unintelligent or British male. In March 2024, the California First Circuit Court of Appeals overturned the lower court's decision to deny a woman's request to change her name to Candy Bimbo Doll, marking a notable legal development in American jurisprudence related to bimbofication. It was not until the 1920s that the term bimbo began to be associated with women in popular culture. In 1920, Frank Cumit, Billy Jones, and Eileen Stanley all recorded versions of My Little Bimbo Down on the Bamboo Aisle, with words by Grant Clark and music by Walter Donaldson. The song uses the term bimbo to describe an island girl of questionable virtue. The 1930 silent film Desert Nights uses it to describe a wealthy female crook, and in the Broadway melody An Angry Bessie Love calls a chorus girl a bimbo. The first use of its female meaning, cited in the Oxford English Dictionary, is dated in 1929 from the scholarly journal American Speech, where the definition was given simply as a woman. In the 1940s, bimbo was still being used to refer to both men and women, as in, for example, the comic novel Full Moon by P.G. Wodehouse, who wrote of bimbos who went about the place making passes at innocent girls after discarding their wives like old tubes of toothpaste. The term died out again for much of the 20th century until it became popular again in the 1980s and 1990s with political sex scandals. As bimbo began to be used increasingly for females, exclusively male variations of the word began to surface, like himbo and mimbo, a back formation of bimbo, which refers to an unintelligent but attractive man. In 2017, the bimbo movement was founded by self-proclaimed bimbo and adult star Alicia AMARIJASZ, the woman most responsible for popularizing the idea of reclaiming hyperfemininity in order to destigmatize women who are bimbos and to reclaim the term bimbo. This term later re-entered usage by way of some members of Generation Z seeking to further reclaim the prerogative such of the bimbo talk community on the social media platform TikTok, where users engage in stereotypical hyperfemininity to satirize consumerism, capitalism, and misogyny. Instead, today's philethro of bodycon, bedazzled, hot pink everything seems calculated to give a second wave feminist a conniption, with the possible exception of Gloria Seaman, who offered bimbo as an early suggestion for the title of Miss Magazine. In regressive eras, fashion has a tendency to backslide into previous, less liberated times. Look at how the 80s saw the fluffy, roughly high femininity of Christian Lacroix take over or the retrograde prairie chic looks that marked the beginning of the Trump administration. Every reactionary apology gets the fashion it deserves. Laurel Patton recently wrote in her newsletter, "If you're going to punish me for being a woman anyway, I'm going to be the silliest, brattiest, potty-mouthed no-no of a woman you've ever seen. I'll be the dumbest on earth. Where's my crown?" That might be the battle cry of the revamped fashion bimbo. Underestimate me and my glittery pink platforms at Chaparral, social media star and arguably the TikTok avatar of reclaiming the bimbo. Chrissy Klapeka tells Birdie that being a bimbo is a journey of self-love. Klapeka is notably known for embracing the bimbo look with a Y2K, hot pink, and sparkly takes on style, regularly donning cute tracksuits and miniskirts. She emphasizes how emotional intelligence is an epitome of bimbofication. Klapeka tells Birdie a bimbo now is somebody who wants to celebrate their femininity and embrace all parts of themselves in their self-love journey. The notion of a self-love journey may seem like an overused concept or buzzword, but self-love within the confines of bimbofication isn't about. Once the preserve of men who cast girly, empty-headed glamour seekers as their punchlines, the bimbo, now derogatory, an attractive but unintelligent or frivolous young woman, is being reclaimed by a new generation as an act of self-love and new wave feminism. Part satire, part political, part lifestyle choice. Social media now brims with bimbo core videos, hashtag bimbofication and hashtag bimbo talk, served up tutorials on a more unself-conscious, carefree bimbo existence, alongside fashion parades that have resale sites awash with bubblegum, pink minis, and Barbie merch. But the Bimbo 2.0 isn't just Valley Girl vibes dress up. It's semi-ironic tone. TikTok captions include, "No one can out-bimbo me, I'm literally brain dead," cloaks a serious cultural shift from the misogyny of a decade that fed us movies like Legally Blonde and The House Bunny, and poked fun through an infamous New York Post paparazzi shot of a partied-out Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, and Lindsay Lohan under the headline Bimbo Summit. Bimbo pioneers, past and present. Pamela Denise Anderson, born July 1st in 1967, is a Canadian-American actress, model, and media personality. She is best known for her modeling work in Playboy magazine and for her role as C.J. Parker on the television series Baywatch. Anderson came to public premise after being selected as the February 1990 Playboy Playmate of the Month, following her appearance on the cover of the magazine's October 1989 issue. She went on to make regular appearances on the magazine's cover, holding the record for the most Playboy covers by an individual. In 1989, Anderson attended a BC Lions Canadian Football League game at the BC Place Stadium in Vancouver, where she was featured on the Jumbotron while wearing a Labatt's Bear t-shirt. The brewing company hired Anderson briefly as a spokesmodel. Inspired by their event, her then-boyfriend, Dan Liliak, produced a poster of her image entitled The Blue Zone Girl. Anderson was flown to Los Angeles for a photo shoot. She appeared as a cover girl on Playboy magazine's October 1989 issue. She subsequently moved to the United States, settling in LA to further pursue a modeling career. Playboy subsequently chose her as Playmate of the Month in their February 1990 issue, in which she appeared in the centerfold portrait. Anderson then elected to have breast implant surgery, increasing her bust size to 34D. She increased her bust size again to 34D. Several years later, Anderson's Playboy career spans 22 years, and she has appeared on more Playboy covers than any other model. She has also made numerous appearances in the publication's newsstand specials. Anderson wrote the foreword in the Playboy coffee table book Playboy's Greatest Covers. Pamela's staple look was her beach blonde hair, heavy eyeliner, and the actor's signature skinny eyebrow. Don't forget the skin-tight clothes and sky-high heels, too. So popular it became a Halloween costume, is a deliberately campy homage to the bombshell look that Anderson has perfected in Hollywood over the past 4 decades. The model and actress became one of Hollywood's most well-known bombshells throughout the decade, long before the likes of Kim Kardashian and Megan Fox. Her influence has remained heavy in modern pop culture, especially with the resurgence of fashion and beauty aesthetics from the 90s and early 2000s. From whale tails to low-rise jeans to baby tees, the cool, laid-back, subtly sleazy styles from the 2 decades have continued to have a chokehold on Gen Z and young millennials. So it would come as no surprise that many have looked back at young Anderson's fashion and beauty looks for inspiration. With her voluminous blonde hair, midriff-bearing tops, and figure-hugging dresses, Anderson has most definitely made the Pinterest mood board for many fashion enthusiasts. But it was her signature 90s beauty look that really sparked the flame, influencing the masses to recreate the makeup look on themselves. No matter where she was, Anderson always sported thin, skinny brows, dark, smoky eyes, and an ultra-pouty lip. Recently, people have noticed a drastic shift. Pamela said, "I remember Tommy Lee and I would just be like, what can we wear that's fun and crazy? I remember going to the Oscars in a jean miniskirt and a D-pimp necklace and a tied shirt, next to Elizabeth Hurley in this long Versace gown. She continued, now it's all so calculated, and these are looks that we're inspired by now, because we lack that. We want that uniqueness. I never thought that those looks we threw together would be on mood boards. Paris Whitney Hilton, born February 17 on 1981, is an American media personality, businesswoman, and socialite, model, singer, and actress. Born in New York City and raised there in Los Angeles, she is a great-granddaughter of Conrad Hilton, the founder of Hilton Hotels. She first attracted tabloid attention in the late 1990s for her presence in New York City's social scene and ventured into fashion modeling at age 19, signing with Trump Model Management. After David LaPelle photographed her and her sister Nikki for the September 2000 issue of Vanity Fair, Hilton was proclaimed New York's leading it girl in 2001. Paris Hilton was inspired by designers Patricia Field and Bessie Johnson. Hilton decided to pursue modeling, signing with Donald Trump's agency T Management at 19. She modeled for Catherine Landrio and Mark Bauer and posed alongside Nikki for David. She modeled for Vanity Fair issue from September 2000. The photographer on the set was LaPelle. On her persona, LaPelle said, Paris had a charisma back then that you couldn't take your eyes off. She would giggle and laugh and be able to take up the entire room. By 2001, Hilton had become one of the biggest stars off and on the catwalk at New York Fashion Week, graced an advertising campaign for Italian label Iceberg, and appeared on magazines such as Vogue and FHM. Fashion and language are two contributing factors to Hilton's star image. Known for her long bleach blonde hair, Valley Girl accent, and use of blue-colored contact lenses over her naturally brown eyes, she developed her personal aesthetics through mainly pink attire. Juicy couture tracksuits, rhinestones, trucker hats, oversized sunglasses, and the accessory dog. She mimed high fashion poses learned from drag queens and created what was described as a Paris talk. For instance, she often uses one-liners and a breathy, childish voice in television shows and interviews. She was photographed in many tracksuits in the 2000s, most notably Juicy Couture tracksuits. They were always soft and matching in color, usually with a bit of tummy skin showing. She was able to make comfort look high-end. Paris also loved her matching two-piece ensembles, usually consisting of crop tanks and very low-cut asymmetrical skirts, topped off with a shoulder bag. Paris Hilton rarely left the house without a pair of these iconic sunglasses, perfectly matching them to her outfit every time. The 2020s are no different, as Paris was seen sporting giant vintage Y2K sunglasses on multiple occasions. Baby tees are essentially miniature versions of classic t-shirts. Most commonly, they're short sleeve, tight-fitting, and cropped, and of course, infinitely cute. Paris Hilton often wore baby tees with playful designs or text, adding a youthful element to any outfit. Kim Kardashian acknowledged Hilton for giving her a career, while Tana Mosher stated that the media personality paved the way for me. A girl like me who was literally famous for nothing, Paris Hilton taught us how to make that a business. You know what I mean? A polarizing and ubiquitous public figure, Hilton is said to have influenced the revival of the famous for being famous phenomenon throughout the 2000s. Critics indeed suggest that she exemplifies the celebutante, a household name through inherited wealth and lavish lifestyles. Forbes included her in its Celebrities 100 in 2004, 2005, and 2006, and ranked her as the most overexposed celebrity in 2006 and 2008. Hilton has parlayed her media fame into numerous business endeavors. In 2018, Lily and a lick of Vanity Fair observed that Hilton instinctively grabs at the great cultural contribution of the movies was movie stars, and further said that since anybody with a phone was now a potential contestant and true movie stars required raw presence, not refined acting skills, she needed only ever perform as herself, a gorgeous blonde ditz, the modern-day Monroe. And in 2020, Los Angeles Times editor Lindsay Scarf regarded her as the woman who would likely go down in history for putting the in an influencer. Much of her image was centered on her party girl heiress archetype, as well as her blonde hair and the stereotypes associated with it, especially stupidity, naivety, sexual availability, and artificiality. The development of that character stemmed from the initial success of The Simple Life and her desire to embody the ultimate brand based on the right everything for a formula that far exceeded anybody else at the time, according to Jason Moore, her former manager. He said that she was the ultimate package that corporate America would want to make for itself as a marketing tool, but it was already made for them. They say to be a famous person, people want to be you or sleep with you, and she encomposed both of those. That's hot, loves it, and slavering are Hilton's catchphrases. All three are registered as trademarks for products like clothing apparel, electronic devices, and alcoholic beverages. Her dim-witted blonde persona, a carefully crafted act, found significant credence among the general public, which she was described as an obstacle in her career. She once remarked, "People assume that before they meet me that I'm really ditzy, dumb blonde. That's the one thing that kind of annoys me sometimes. They just think because of the reality show that that's who I really am. But that was just a character that I created. I didn't realize that a huge success it would be with everything that's happening, though, with my business. I think people can understand that you can't possibly get this far being a dumb blonde." Isis Niger Gatson, born January 1st in 2000, known professionally as Ice Spice, is an American rapper. Born and raised in the Bronx, New York City, she embarked on her musical career while studying at college in 2021 after meeting producer Riot. Ice Spice first gained major recognition in late 2022 with her song Munch, Feeling You, which achieved viral popularity on TikTok. After signing with 10K Projects in a joint venture with Capitol Records, she released the follow-up singles Bikini Bottom and In a Mood in promotion for her debut extended play EP, Like, in 2023. The EP contained the Billboard Hot 100 genres charting songs. Gangsta Boo featuring Lil TJ spawned the single Princess Diana with Nicki Minaj and contained the single Deli on its deluxe edition. She saw further mainstream success with her career. Ice Spice is a perfect example of the Gen Z take on bimbo culture. She constantly is using one-liners and cute phrases similar to Paris Hilton. She assumed of her and made it into a brand. The Y2K fashion is all about daring elements, different textures, bold colors, and futuristic vibes. This trend primarily drew inspiration from the technological advancements of the early 2000s, a period often referred to as the dot-com bubble. Though this bubble eventually burst, the Y2K fashion still stands, sticking to its recognizable optimism and excitement, while still excitement well past the turn of the century. Ever since Ice Spice burst into the music scene, the Bronx-born rapper has consistently nailed Y2K style, both on stage and on red carpets. At the Grammys, where she was the Best New Artist nominee, not only embraced early 2000s fashion, she also enlisted Baby Phat to do so. The rapper described her look best, saying that it's fit for a Bronx baddie. In Baby Phat's heyday, you'll recall that it was a brand of the 90s and Y2K era, a hip-hop sensation. It was beloved by stars such as Missy Elliott, Lil' Kim, and Jennifer Lopez, and at one point was a worldwide empire valued at over $1 billion. After reviving the label last year, designer Kamora Lee Simmons felt that Ice Spice was a perfect star to infuse the brands with a fresh, current red carpet moment. To do so, the duo collaborated on a special Grammy design that consisted of a fur-trimmed denim jacket and sweeping skirt with a train. A big gold cat logo belt and a cross pendant necklace finished off the look. Baby Phat is known for many things, but subtlety isn't one.